What does Agile have to do with surfing anyway? Turns out everything. Like, totally.
Hello and welcome to Agile Outcomes. I'm your host, Daniel Spencer. Today we're going to talk about Agile and surfing, of all things. So imagine you're catching a dream wave. This is going to be great. But suddenly you have company, like here and here and there and there. So you adjust and you go the other way. Smart move. Then it gets really crowded. So there's a lot going on. You got to really keep your eyes open. But this happens. Okay, so we have a collision. Ouch. What's this got to do with Agile? Actually, everything. So in Agile, we have to maintain constant visibility. We have to look all around us, watch everything that's going on. And we need to respond to change. In this case, we move the other direction. Make those adjustments as necessary. Well, and we also have to align on priorities in Agile, right? Everyone needs to agree here. These guys are not going, right, because it's my turn for the wave. Still, collisions may happen. How could this occur? Well, were those priorities communicated? Maybe some players weren't involved or on board with the decisions. Competing priorities. This happens all the time in Agile. For example, let's say marketing has a last-minute feature, like this cannot go to production without it. Or sales says the customers ask is a deal breaker, like we need to get these enhancements in. Or let's say infrastructure is doing some major work in the environments, and this is going to hold up your deliverables. These all make sense, right? But what if it's not a priority problem? What if that's not the issue? What if the wave itself changes? Like suddenly it gets bigger or steeper? This can happen too. Well, this is really a solution problem. What we plan to do is getting more complex or involved. How so? Think about the following. You're reaching out for your next generation product, and you're doing a lot of focus groups, you're really tight with your customers, you're learning a lot, and what you're discovering is just getting more and more involved. There's things that weren't considered. It might involve a completely different platform, a completely different set of scenarios that you hadn't encountered. Maybe it's a little bit out of your competencies or your domain. So that's very, very possible. That could happen. Or what if you've kind of narrowed in on the needs so much and now you're exploring the solutions? Maybe you're actually elaborating over a solution and you're implementing, but that solution itself is getting more complex. Perhaps the components and design are more involved than you thought. Perhaps there are some problems that are currently intractable. You just haven't solved for them yet. So your solution is now kind of hanging in the balance. This happens, right? We should anticipate this in Agile and respond accordingly. So, takeaways here. Keep real-time visibility. Always be aware of what's going on around you. Align on the priorities. Right? Make sure, as much as possible, you've included everyone's viewpoint and you've settled on what is going to be the focus. Then, of course, whatever happens, whether it's priority changes or whether a solution gets more complex or complicated, respond to that change. And keep riding that wave. Your feedback is welcome. Comments and likes would be much appreciated. I'm your host, Daniel Spencer, and this has been Agile Outcomes.